One of the things I often say to my Arminian friends is, do you know anybody, do you have friends or members of your family who are not Christians? And they say, of course. And I say, and you're a Christian? They say, yes. I said, well, the simple question is, why are you a Christian and your friend or family member is not? I mean, you've both heard the gospel, yes. And you believe that God gives the same grace, the so-called prevenient grace, to both you and to your neighbor. That's right, they'll say. And I say, but in the final analysis, you cooperated with the invitation to the gospel. You cooperated with this grace that God offered to you. But your friend didn't. Your friend stiff-armed that grace. Your friend said, no, I am not going to come to Jesus. I'm not going to put my trust in him. Now, the simple question is, why did you say yes to the offer of the gospel and your friend say no? Was it because you were more righteous? Now, I've asked many of my friends that question. Are you a Christian because you're more righteous than your neighbor? And if I've asked that question 1,000 times, the answer 1,000 times out of 1,000 is, of course not. I don't believe that I became a Christian because I'm more righteous than my neighbor. Well, why then? Why did you say yes? And they say, no. Is it because you're more intelligent? Well, they know where I'm going with that. If they say, yes, it's because I'm more intelligent, the next question is going to be, where'd you get that intelligence? Wasn't that a gift of God to you? And then as I pursue this, I say, well, wait a minute. You say it's not because you're more righteous. Let me come after it a little different way here. If God offers Jesus Christ to you and offers salvation to you, if you will just repent and make a decision to put your trust in him, is there a right response to that? Is it not the right thing to do to say yes to Christ? And if I say no to Christ, isn't that the wrong thing to do? If I refuse the offer of grace, am I not at that very moment sinning against God? They have to say, yes, that's a sin against God. I'm saying, so in the final analysis, the reason why you're in the kingdom and your neighbor isn't is because you did the right thing and they did the wrong thing. And that does give you something about which to boast. Now, where that puts you in a precarious position is that if you really, in your heart of hearts, are trusting your right decision, your right action, as the reason why you are saved, now you've come perilously close to the Roman Catholic view because you're now trusting in something you did in some kind of action that is at least bearing what the Roman Church calls congruous merit, because it's on that basis that God accepts you, because you did the right thing and your neighbor did the wrong thing. So even though you protest that you're not trusting in your own righteousness and you're not trusting in your own works, when we scratch under the surface, so often what we find is that you really are trusting in your own works.